Africa.
And we're back, and I'm talking to Shifaa Johaardien, shaping the future through youth engagement. Shifaa Johaardien is a dedicated 21-year-old BA psychology student with a passion for community development. Originally from George, she moved to Johannesburg at the age of 12 and embraced the vibrant culture of the city and various Muslim communities. With a long-standing history of involvement in community work, she has been representing the Bosmont Youth Class as their coordinator since 2022. Proud to be part of a group making real differences in the community. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the show, Shifaa. How are you?
Walaikum salam. Alhamdulillah, and yourself?
Alhamdulillah, shukr. Lovely to be chatting with you on air. I know we've chatted off air, but I'm really honored to have you on the show. And let's get into it. Tell us more about your background and what inspired you to pursue, first, a BA in psychology.
Okay, so I'm very involved with people. My dad is the Imam of a masjid, so I'm always involved with different communities wherever we are. That's me. I'm helping out, volunteering, and so I think that I just really, really loved working with people, and so that's what I did want to go into something that has to do with helping people, and so Bachelor of Arts in Psychology was just something that interests me the most.
The most. And then my next question, I'm sure you're going to guess this one, is how did the youth club start? Tell us more about the youth club and what it stands for and the direction you want to take it in.
Okay, so the youth class was established in 2022. Basically, what happened was they were restructuring the madrasa at the Bosman Masjid, and so they separated the primary learners from the high school learners, and so that's how the youth class started. The high school learners, not all of them had time to do madrasa in the afternoon, so we moved them to a Sunday. And when we first started in 2022, we had 7 learners, and it was only high school learners. And since then, it's grown. Now we are on 54 learners, and we have students that start from the ages of 14 and go right up until their mid-20s. Yeah.
MashaAllah. Why do you think the interest for the youth has come in? Like how do you, because there's definitely interest because we've seen how you've grown, right? So what do you think that interest is?
Okay, so the way we first started was we had classes every Sunday. And so in the classes, we focused mainly on building the students' iman. And secondly, it was to make Islam more practical. And when I say more practical, we took it outside of the madrasa and outside of the masjid area and into their lives and everybody else's lives as well. Where we would visit hospices, we take them to orphanages, we basically try and show them that Islam can be anywhere and everywhere, and they can be Muslims without having to sacrifice their iman. And so I think that's what drew a lot more people.
Yeah, a lot more youth, and this is what we need in our community. We don't have these type of initiatives for our youth. Can you share some of the initiatives or projects the Bosmont Youth Class is involved in, and you'd
Okay,
want people
so
to know about?
um, okay, so far we make it a point that the youth should always be involved in anything in the community. So whatever programs the masjid is having, we will always try and involve the youth. Then another exciting thing that's happening is we are trying to establish a business where the youth can be a part of it. They can be they can be working their jobs. They can be in high school. They can be studying, and they would still be able to earn money. Because this started out actually because one of the main problems within our community, especially, is poverty. And so to be able to kind of like deal with that, we're trying to start with the youth because obviously they're the future. And so we want to start this business where we empower them. I don't want to reveal too much about the business, but we are busy with our fundraiser. We are working on our first fundraiser, alhamdulillah.
Perfect. And how do we get to know more about these fundraisers? Where can we link? Where can we get hooked up with you, like you guys say?
So we have an Instagram where we're very active, alhamdulillah. It's at Bosmont Youth. Yeah, that's where we post everything that we're doing or everything that we are going to do or everything that has happened as well.
Super duper. And how do you see the role of youth groups like Bosmont Youth Class empowering and lifting communities?
I think that what's very special about the Bosman Youth Group is that we're making Islam cool again, because there are a lot of other youth empowerment things that are happening, as well as organizations and other youth groups. But I think that we have the attention of the youth, where, like, I am part of it. I'm part of the youth. It's not some teacher that's uh, advertising or something of that sort. I think that we basically we get more of the youth to help out the different communities. Like, they have this urge and desire to be part of it.
Can you share any memorable experience or moments that made you feel especially proud of the work that you're doing? We don't like the word proud, but you get what I'm saying.
I think that uh, being in the class every time makes me proud, actually. But I see it mostly when the masjid is doing they're having a function or an event without us even having to ask. Before, it never used to be like this, but without us even having to ask them, they would be the first ones there volunteering and asking what can they do to help. And I've never seen this before amongst the young people. They always, like, they want to be with their friends or hang around, but
Oh.
now they're very willing to help.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think that the young people nowadays are so willing to help and come to the table and be together? What do you think could be the reason?
I think that it's the influence that we have, actually. Like, people are influenced by the celebrities and by media and things like that. Because I can kind of say that we're gaining popularity.
Hmm.
We have the influence where they want to be a part of what we're doing.
Hmm. Okay, so it's more like you say, it's a community driven initiative, and the youth is actually seeing that being involved in these type of community initiatives is actually something of influence. Correct in
Yeah.
saying so?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. In your opinion, what does mental health awareness play, or how does mental health awareness play in your youth empowerment? And how do you think we can better at supporting young people in this area?
I think that we have to acknowledge them first, because a lot of the times we don't acknowledge our youth. They're just like a part of it, especially in our communities. They're deemed as the problem group, I think. And so
Mhm.
I think we just have to encourage them and support them as much as we can. For example, taking them to these classes is a way of supporting them, and just making them more involved in the community.
Okay. What challenges have you encountered as a young leader?
I think that gaining the popularity was a big challenge. Trying to give them the urge and the desire to want to be there, that was the biggest challenge, I think. Yeah, because they were now all in their groups, they were all living their own lives, doing their own things. And so I think kind of attracting them towards the class, that was the biggest challenge.
Hmm. Okay. And how can other youth groups and organizations collaborate more effectively to create a lasting change for the community?
I think reaching out, a simple DM or email, just reaching out to different youth groups. We currently following the Dean team. They're very popular, and we love all the work that they do. Inshallah, we'd love to collaborate with them whenever we're ready. But I think that reaching out and using the platforms that we have, like social media, uh, yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Okay. And now I'm going to start asking you a little bit of questions because you're such a young and amazing youth speaking to you. And I'd like to know, how do you balance your studies? Because this is something that I think most youth are struggling with, is balancing the studies with the commitment, with the community work. Yeah. Give us some strategies on how to stay motivated and focused. So yeah, tell us how
I
you
have
do
to
it.
force myself. I have to force myself. I think one thing that I struggle with personally is procrastinating, but you
Mhm.
just have to do it, otherwise, things are not going to get done.
So more action. You got to take the action. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. So
And I
how do
think that
you? Yeah.
so sorry to interrupt you. I think
No,
that if
no,
you're doing
carry on.
what you love, I think that if you're doing what you love, it's kind of a motivation, even though it is a lot of work and you do have deadlines. But if you're doing something that you love,
It
it
comes.
makes things a lot easier.
It
Yeah.
does. It does. No, subhanallah, you're right there. And in your view, what makes Bosmont unique as a community? And how does your group contribute to its growth and development?
Bosman itself is extremely unique here in Johannesburg because we are the largest Cape Malay community here in
And
Joburg. You'll only find a community like this in Cape Town, I think. Yeah, and we give a lot of exposure to the Shafi'i madhab as well. Um, yeah.
okay. How do you think we can better it? How do you think, what ideas do you have that we can actually better showcasing our culture, our tradition, um, especially from a like the Bosman community, from the Malay community? Any
Uh,
suggestions there?
Programs like this, like coming on Salam Media, that is such a huge opportunity. I think using the platforms that we have in today's day and ages, we're so technologically advanced. I think we should use the phones and TV to broadcast it, and that's what we have been doing. We go on Facebook Live. We try and post as much on Instagram. We have groups that people can join. Constantly having. We're constantly having community events and meetings that are taking place that are being posted. So, yeah.
Perfect. And then my last question that we have coming in is, what advice would you give to other young people who are looking to get involved in community development or youth empowerment efforts? And then we'll end with that.
I think that if you see something, it doesn't have to be a youth group itself. It can simply be if an organization is making parcels. I think try and get involved. Once you get involved, you'll see how exciting it is. And yeah, opportunities will come after that. You'll start becoming more aware of things that are happening within your own community. And that's how youth like kind of get more involved. They hear from their friends or from other people.
Okay. Again, can you, to end off, Jazakallah so much for coming through and taking the time out, making the time to speak to us about your youth developments. Please share with us your Instagram handle, and then I'll say Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, the Instagram handle for the Bosmont Youth is Bosmont_youth. Please go follow us. There's so much exciting things that are coming up.
So it's follow, like, and share, correct? Is that what we're saying?
Yes.
Jazakallah so much for taking the time out. It was lovely chatting to you. And there we have it. We have it on our screen at Bosmont_youth. And inshallah, let's see if we can get as many followers for you, inshallah. Good luck and enjoy it. Just enjoy uplifting the youth, inshallah. Jazakallah
Jazakallah
so
so
much.
much.
It's a pleasure. Assalamu alaikum. That was Shifaa Johaardien, shaping the future through youth engagement. When we get back from the break, we're going to be going into our competition. Am I correct in saying so? Alrighty. Okay.